Have you ever received 10 compliments in a day, but the one tiny insult is all you can think about as you lie in bed at night? You replay it, analyze it, and let it ruin your mood. Meanwhile, those 10 beautiful compliments, they've vanished into thin air. This sounds familiar? You're not alone, and you're not broken. There's a powerful scientific reason why your brain is hardwired this way. Stick around, because today we're diving deep into the fascinating, sometimes frustrating world of our minds to uncover why negativity has such a grip on us. Let's start with a little thought experiment. Imagine you're at work. Your boss praises your presentation, a colleague thanks you for your help, and another compliments your new shirt. Then, during a meeting, someone makes a slightly critical comment about one of your ideas. Which of these moments do you think you'll be telling your partner or best friend about later? If you're like most people, it's the criticism. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a feature of your brain's ancient operating system. It's called the negativity bias. Think back to our ancestors roaming the savannah. Which was more important for survival? Remembering the location of a beautiful patch of flowers, or remembering the spot where a saber-toothed tiger was last seen? The brain that fixated on the threat, the negative information, was the brain that survived. That danger detector part of our brain, the amygdala, is still running the show today. It reacts much more strongly and quickly to negative stimuli than to positive ones. An insult, a criticism, or even a dirty look can trigger this ancient alarm system, telling your brain, pay attention. This is important for survival. Compliments, on the other hand, are nice, but they don't set off the same urgent alarms. They're processed by different, slower parts of the brain. This is why a single negative event can easily overshadow multiple positive ones. It's truly fascinating how this plays out. Researchers have actually measured this effect. Studies have shown that it takes roughly 5 positive interactions to counteract the emotional impact of just one negative interaction. 5 to 1. Think about that in the context of your relationships. One harsh argument can require 5 apologies, 5 kind gestures, or 5 happy memories, just to get back to neutral ground. Have you ever noticed this in your own life? Let me know in the comments below. Have you ever felt like you had to work extra hard to make up for one small mistake or negative comment? It's a universal human experience. So, how does this actually work in the brain? When you receive an insult, your amygdala goes into overdrive, releasing stress hormones like cortisol. This puts your body and mind on high alert. The brain then encodes this memory with a strong emotional tag, essentially screaming, "Remember this? This was bad." This is why you can recall the exact words of an insult from 10 years ago with crystal clear clarity, but struggle to remember the specifics of a compliment you received yesterday. The brain treats negative memories like high-priority files, saving them in long-term storage for quick retrieval, just in case that threat appears again. Positive experiences, unless they are exceptionally powerful, often get stored as pleasant but fuzzy general feelings. This negativity bias doesn't just affect our memories. It shapes our entire perception of the world. It's why we tend to notice the one typo in an article instead of the 999 correctly spelled words. It's why a single piece of bad news on TV can make us feel like the whole world is falling apart, even if our personal day was perfectly fine. Our brains are like Velcro for bad experiences and Teflon for good ones. Negative things just stick, while positive things slide right off. It's an evolutionary feature designed to keep us safe, but in our modern world, it can often lead to unnecessary anxiety, self-doubt, and a skewed pessimistic view of ourselves and our lives. But here's the good news. We are not slaves to our ancient brain wiring. Just because our brain has a default setting for negativity doesn't mean we can't change the channel. The first and most crucial step is awareness. Simply by understanding that the negativity bias exists, you can start to notice it in action. When you find yourself obsessing over a criticism, you can pause and say to yourself, there's my brain doing its negativity thing again. This simple act of observation creates distance and gives you back your power. You can recognize that the feeling is an overblown ancient survival response, not necessarily an accurate reflection of reality. Once you're aware of it, you can actively practice techniques to counterbalance this bias. One of the most powerful is called savoring. When something good happens, no matter how small, don't just let it pass by. Pause and truly absorb it. If someone gives you a compliment, stop, Make eye contact. Say thank you. And for at least 15 to 20 seconds, really let the positive feeling sink in. Think about the words, the person's intention, and how it makes you feel. By consciously holding on to that positive experience, you are telling your brain, this is important too. Save this memory. You are actively working to turn that Teflon into Velcro for the good stuff. What's one positive thing that happened to you today? Share it in the comments and let's practice savoring it together. Another powerful tool is gratitude. Keeping a gratitude journal might sound cliche, but the science behind it is solid. At the end of each day, writing down 3 to 5 specific things you are grateful for forces your brain to scan for positives. You're essentially training your brain's searchlight to look for the good rather than constantly scanning for threats. It could be as simple as the taste of my morning coffee or a funny video a friend sent me. Over time, this practice physically rewires your neural pathways, making it easier and more automatic for your brain to notice and appreciate the positive aspects of your life. It builds a mental muscle that pushes back against the default negativity. And remember, self-compassion is key. When you get stuck on an insult, it's easy to beat yourself up for being too sensitive. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. Acknowledge the hurt. You can say to yourself, it's understandable that this comment hurt. My brain is wired to react this way, but this one comment does not define my worth. By validating your own feelings without judgment, you take the fuel away from the fire of rumination. You break the cycle of negativity feeding on itself. It's about managing your internal response, not trying to control the external world. So, the next time an insult feels like a ton of bricks and a compliment feels like a feather, remember why. It's not you, it's your brain's ancient survival guide at work. But you are the one in the driver's seat. Through awareness, savoring, gratitude, and self-compassion, you can consciously retrain your brain. You can build a more balanced, resilient, and joyful mind that sees the whole picture, the triumphs as well as the trials, the compliments as well as the criticisms. It's a practice, not a perfect science, but it's one of the most rewarding skills you can ever develop. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mind. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you understand yourself better. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share your experiences with the negativity bias in the comments below. See you in the next video.